I finally finished Vanguard Overdress, and it was actually really good. I already made a video summarizing the first 2 episodes. Go watch that video if you want. But to summarize, it was a slice of life anime where they play card games and do some fruity stuff. Then out of nowhere, the story takes a shift because in their city, there's a bunch of card fight teams, and for whatever reason, there is someone going around burning team flags. This made people sad, and for whatever reason, they can't just buy a new one, make a new one, and without their flag, they can't be a team because of plot. And I'm not even joking, that is the actual reason the anime gives. And then one day, a kid from another team came in all beat up with his team's flag and told Team Blackout that he got beat so badly in a card game, he got bruised. So Blackout tried helping the kid and hid their flag to make sure it didn't get burned if they lost. Not sure why they did that, just don't lose. But anyway, the kid got really close to Yu and Megumi, no relation. So close that they told the kid where the flag was, and the next day they came back and the flag was missing because the kid stole it. The reason he stole it was because he works for a team called Daybreak, and he's here to burn the flag with his people, a bald guy and Toya. So as it goes, Megumi and Zabuza, another one of the team members, got roped into a match, and if they lose, their flag gets burned. So Blackout lost. Then Yu came in just in time to place another bet on if he loses to Toya, the flag gets burned. If he wins, it doesn't. Alright, here's some context for the people in the back. Toga's not a part of Daybreak really, but he's going through a 1/6 life crisis after his loss to Donji. And pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. He dropped out of med school to focus on Vanguard. Bro, I know you guys just felt the slap your parents would have given you if you did that. Imagine telling your parents, especially if they're foreign, that you dropped out of med school to focus on a card game. Yeah, y'all, you just felt that crick in your neck of them just snapping it off. Bro, he dropped out of med school. He lost the potential of making $300,000 a year to be that one unemployed friend. That's wild. Anyway, Toya started saying some foolishness like,
I need to throw everything away for this game. Vanguard is my life.
And he really backed it up by holding back until the time was right and went full charge and cooked Yu like he was a noob. After Yu's fumble, Donji came in and avenged his boy toy, so they got to card fighting, and Donji put Toya in his place and gave him a reality check.
You're lame. You threw away a bag for a card game? A card game? You could have had so many hoes and banged big booty nurses.
That doesn't matter. Vanguard is more important than all the big booty nurses in the world.
You're hopeless. I have no choice but to end it. Bruce, attack the Vanguard.
So Donji won and made Toya the new captain of Blackout. After all that, Donji decides to leave to go back to his hometown to go see his blind sister who thinks he's dead, but he couldn't tell his sister that he's her brother and had to pretend to be her bodyguard. Also, side note, his blind sister is named Mirai, and she's a Vanguard prodigy somehow. Remember, she's blind. Not sure how she's able to read the cards, but anyway. And she's also the reason Daybreak is burning all the flags, and her reason is she wants a world where everyone is equal. And I personally think that's a dumb reason because it's a card game. If you are weak at a card game, it means you suck and need to get better, you scrub. Meanwhile, Team Blackout is defeating Daybreak's other people and saving other teams. Now they are going to take down the head honcho of Daybreak, Mirai. Fast forward, Blackout and Daybreak have a tournament, and Donji got gaslit into joining Daybreak by his sister because she said,
You left me for 5 years and I'm blind.
And to be honest, it kind of makes sense because she runs the family company and she's blind. Anyway, Blackout got a clean sweep against Daybreak and everyone is friends now. Alright, let's get to my final thoughts. So first, let's start off with the good parts. the emotional scenes hit hard. For example, when Mirai found out Donji was her brother, she freaked out and the build-up was done well. Also, the new aspects of the game are interesting. They took a page out of Yu-Gi-Oh's playbook, and now Vanguard has set spells and equip cards for some reason. I don't know. It's interesting, but doesn't really make sense, but it is what it is. Alright, now it's time for my critiques. One problem I had is it's not regular Vanguard. What I mean by that is they don't make the cards a big part of the story. Like in OG and Vanguard G, most of the card games took place on Cray, quote unquote. Most of the dialogue was between the characters through their Vanguards. Also, they lost the plot a little because I'm not connected to the people's cards like I was to Blaster Blade, Dragonic Overlord, Chrono Jet, Asha, Altmile, and a whole bunch of others. I barely know the skills and abilities of any of the cards. Maybe that's a me problem, but usually Vanguard is really easy to, like, once you're watching the show, you can understand what every card does to an extent. Another problem I had was the clans aren't explained. For example, we know Kagura's main thing is retiring the opponent's rear guards, but in Overdress, I'm not sure what clan Donji uses. It looks like Sprite Brothers, but I'm not sure because the names are different. Like there's something called Brant, whatever. If you didn't watch the Vanguard remake, you wouldn't know what Planet Brant is. You wouldn't know that it's somewhat Link Joker. So if you're a beginner watching the show or just starting to play Vanguard, I think you'd get lost. Another thing is, it was too short. Vanguard was never a long anime, but they were able to get a lot done and build the characters in 50 plus episodes. But season 1 of Vanguard Overdress is only 12 episodes, and I know there are more episodes, but the end of season 1 I should care about the characters, but I just didn't. Like, I'm gonna keep it so real, I just didn't care. Maybe I'm expecting another Chrono, another Aichi, or a Kai, but I'll see because I'm still watching the show. I'm in Vanguard Overdress right now, and it's okay. And then my final critique is characters are just bland. This is another problem with the anime being short, but only Donji, Mirai, and Toya have somewhat interesting backstories. Everyone else's problems get fixed in 2 episodes, and they develop and become better people in a matter of 2 days. Realistically, I'm not even talking about in life. In the show, they become a better person in 2 days. Like, I can't even give an example because they are so insignificant, it doesn't matter. But in OG and G, people had interesting backstories and story arcs. For example, Misaki saw her parents die in front of her, and since she has photographic memory, she can remember every detail. The Psyqualia thing where it's like, oh, Aichi's losing himself to his power, but he's winning. He's helping his team, but he's losing the connection to all the people. And then Chrono was able to open a portal to another world when he was a kid. Those are interesting stories, and Overdress doesn't have any of that. Or I may just miss the plot a little bit, but that's how I feel. Well, all in all, Vanguard Overdress was interesting, and it did pick up a little bit near the end. I'm still watching Vanguard, the new Vanguards, so until I am done with those, you will not get another review from Vanguard from me. And I'm lying. I'm probably gonna do one, but anyway, that's the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and that'll do it.